Australians are edging ever closer to being able to leave the country, but what about cruising? And does a 274-night cruise float your boat? I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. As always, thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. Australians are now well on their way to international freedom after enduring some of the world's strictest and longest lockdowns. It's with great excitement that the next chapter approaches. Though a firm date is yet to be set, November should bring with it the opportunity for landlocked Australians to once again take to the skies on a plane. Very soon, fully vaccinated Australians won't need to apply for an exemption to leave the country. Each individual will be able to produce their very own international COVID-19 vaccination certificate through their own MyGov account. This internationally recognized document will be your literal ticket to freedom. You can either hold it in a paper format or on your phone. Airlines will be checking your vaccination status at check-in, and no doubt it will also be checked at your point of arrival overseas. Complete details are yet to be confirmed, but I think it's safe to say that that light at the end of the tunnel finally looks a whole lot bigger than it did even a few weeks ago. In the state of New South Wales, a double-dose vaccination rate of 90% should be reached before the end of this month, and Australia-wide that figure should be reached within 4 to 5 weeks. This has contributed greatly to the proposed opening of international borders, despite many state jurisdictions still being closed domestically. After recording and publishing my update late last week, New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet said that he was in talks right now with the Australian federal government about a cruising restart. He confirmed that discussions had started with former New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian. Joel Katz, Managing Director of Clear Australasia, said, "There is now a clear will to make progress towards a careful resumption of cruise operations in Australia. Given the progress Australia is making towards reopening borders and reviving travel, it makes no sense to exclude cruising when our industry has committed to the most stringent health protocols to be found anywhere in tourism." The reality is that very soon, within weeks even, Australians will be able to board a flight, head overseas and jump on a cruise, then return home without even quarantining. We now deserve the chance to do the very same from our own backyard. I've booked, of course, a couple of cruises for early in the new year, and I'm as confident as I ever have been during this period that they will be going ahead, but time will ultimately tell. If staying on dry land for the better part of a year and a half has you longing for the open seas, well, perhaps you can consider Royal Caribbean's ultimate world cruise. The epic voyage will take place in 2023 on board Serenade of the Seas and spend 274 nights visiting all 7 continents on Earth. With over 150 destinations across 65 countries, those lucky enough to be on board will truly experience the voyage of a lifetime. The lucky cruisers will also be able to tick off 11 great wonders of the world from their bucket lists, including Christ the Redeemer in Rio, Machu Picchu, the Taj Mahal, and the Pyramids of Giza. I think it would be pretty hard to argue that this isn't the perfect way to get over the last couple of years of lockdown. I'll have another video coming out very shortly where I go into detail about the entire world cruise. And finally, in the US, Princess is offering first responders there a 50% discount on select cruises. The voyages will depart California and Florida in February and are part of the company's efforts to recognize first responders in the US. The initiative reminded me of when Royal Caribbean offered Australian first responders the chance to win a free cruise on board Spectrum of the Seas just before the pandemic hit. Who doesn't love ending on a good news story? If you are looking to book a cruise for 2022 and beyond, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au. If you haven't done so already, you can give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Australians are edging ever closer. Though a firm date is yet to be set, November it should. Each individual will be able to produce, whilst Greater Australia is on track. This has contributed greatly to the proposed opening of international borders, despite